My ladies in perimenopause. Okay, how did my client, we'll call her Kay, lose 10 pounds during the holidays? You know, the hardest time of the year to lose weight. Not to mention like 40 pounds over the last 9 months. Right here, April to January, she's down 37 pounds. This is the beginning of January. By the way, I got some updates from her. It's now January 29th. That's the time of me recording this. She's actually at her 40 pounds lost at this point while building muscle. So she did an in-body scan. She has not lost any muscle based on that. You know, we know that they have their flaws, but in general, it's shown really consistent muscle has maintained, and it's all coming from fat. So this is an example of someone recomping their body, building muscle, losing fat, at the tune of 40 pounds over the last 9 months, which is incredible. So I'm going to break it down today. I'm going to break down how we did it exactly. I'm going to give you 3 steps on how you can do it too, and exactly what you could implement today to get the scale moving in the direction that you want. And if you've never seen me before, never heard of me before, my name's Shay. I'm a functional nutrition practitioner, and I help women in perimenopause lose fat when nothing they do seems to work, even when your labs are normal. You know, you go to the doctor and you're like, I can't sleep, I have chronic fatigue, nothing I do works for weight loss, and they're like, you're just that age. Or they run your blood work and you're like, maybe it's my hormones, and they're like, your hormones are fine, and you're like, I don't feel fine. I help you out, okay? Those are the people I help. Anyways, let's move on. Client K, she tried fasting, intermittent fasting, right? Everyone thinks intermittent fasting is going to work. It doesn't, not for women in their 30s and 40s and 50s. Cleanses, low calories, running, all of it she tried. I didn't even list all of the things she tried here. She even worked with a functional medicine doctor. They tried things like lab testing and castor oil packs, all have a great time and place, but she still held on to the 50 pounds that she wanted to lose. That was her main goal, is to lose weight. And so I think if you're somebody who's gone to a functional medicine doctor, spending all of this money and getting your, thyroid, getting told that your thyroid is the problem only to not lose any weight, that's pretty frustrating. So when I took her case, I immediately did a few things I'm going to go over with you. And in her first 3 months, the scale went down 15 pounds. She sent us this message to one of my team members. I am shocked at the difference I'm seeing since the beginning of April. I'm officially 15 pounds down, something I didn't think was even possible, with so much hope and possibility for the future. I'm holding back tears. I still know I have a long way to go, but this feeling that it's actually possible is a gift, okay? Feeling better physically is truly the best thing, and finally going back in the direction of what I normally look like has been nothing short of miraculous. Thanks so much for all your help. And I also know, fast forward, we saw, this is last summer. This is many months ago, and she's even accomplished so much more. She's her mind is blown. So yes, April to July, she lost 15 pounds, which is incredible, but that's just the start for her. Okay, so I'm gonna break down exactly what we did to help her drop weight. Oh, I put her name in there, so it's Kristen. So you know that. I probably put it up here too. Yep, it's Kristen. Okay, so her to drop weight when nothing else she tried worked. Now, it's really common for women to think, and I thought this too for a really long time. I just thought I needed to try harder. I need to be better. I need to work more. It's, I'm not giving it the effort that I should. The problem is you're actually making your day-to-day life way too hard. If you are thinking about food, always thinking about what you're going to be eating, it's too much, okay? You need to simplify and systematize, and that's how you're going to get long-term results, and that's exactly what Kristen's done, okay? So first step here, let's just go ahead and jump in. I even show you her logs that we have her do. Step 1 is the food log analysis. This is how I start all of my clients. We're going to do a little 1-week food log analysis. I'm going to look at exactly what she's eating. And I'm talking what brands, what specific foods. If you're eating sour cream, what brand is that? If you're eating chicken, where are you sourcing that from? Okay, if you're eating chips, what kind of chips are they? And we're going to modify that to say, hey, instead of this brand, get this brand. Instead of this type of meat, get this type of meat. Okay, we make some slight adjustments, but it's very simple to make those adjustments when you're like, I'm already eating meat, I just need to eat this kind of meat instead. And this is how I cook it, and it's actually easier to cook it that way. Okay? We shave down thought. We shave down how much, time it takes someone to think about what they need to be eating at that point. We're looking at how much food she consumes, so calories. We're looking at, okay, are you eating 1,300 calories a day, 2,500 calories a day? What is that? And we need to fine tune what her metabolism needs. And we do that through what we call our metabolism assessment process, which is for another video another day. Then we do a macronutrient breakdown for her. You can see right here, we figured out in the beginning, she needed 1,835 calories. She was eating 1,969 in her first week. And so she had to kind of like recalibrate here. It took her a minute to figure that out, but she was working on getting her protein up. She was working on balancing at her carb level, her fat level, right? And all of that macronutrient breakdown, what are the proteins, carbs, and fats that are making up the calories? What does that look like for this person? And you can see the weight already started to come off. But you might think, over the course of 4 weeks here, Shay, I've only lost 4 pounds. It feels like this is taking forever. And then like she has this week where it went up right here from 199.2 to 199.5. You might think, God, what is it going to do? What do we got to do to get this weight off, right? That's what someone's thinking right there. But she stuck to the plan. She stuck to the plan. And we worked with her and said, okay, you're making this tweak. We actually need you to probably bump up your protein a little bit more and drop your carbs a little bit. And you kind of see that here. And the weight continued to come off at about 1 pound per week. And then look it down here, it really started to drop. Okay. So your body needs time to kind of catch up to this input you're giving it. So that's exactly what we did. And this is how many carbs, protein, fat, this is exactly what she was eating. And this is how we got the scale to come down. Okay. Step 2 is we got her on a training program. And I want to emphasize training because when you are doing workouts, when you are on your Peloton, when you are doing beach, the brand, okay? Like when you're doing those things, you're not training. You are doing exercise. You are doing movement. And I love that for you, but it's not going to get you to the result you want, especially as a perimenopausal woman. You need to be doing training with progressive overload. So I'm going to give you an example of exactly what I mean by that. If I am doing overhead press, okay, you can follow along. If you don't know what that looks like, I'm literally making the overhead press movement right here, okay? I'm pretending to hold dumbbells in my hand, okay? This is overhead press. If I am holding 10 pounds 1 week, first of all, 10 pounds would be way too low for me. But if I'm holding 10 pounds 1 week, so you're just getting started, we're building muscle, and I can do 3 sets of 10, 1, 2, and I can get to 10, I can do that. Take a break and do it 2 more times. That's 3 sets of 10. Then the next week I go and I pick up those same 10-pound dumbbells and I say, okay, I'm going to do my 3 sets of 10. And I realize, man, I can keep going. I can do like 12, 14 of these. Cool. You just did progressive overload because you did more reps week over week. Let's keep going. Then next week you decide to up your weights a little bit. You feisty gal, you. And you go and you grab the 12.5 pounds, okay? Or maybe even 15 pounds if you can do that. And you pick up those weights and you can only get 7. You can only get 7. You're still progressively overloading because you went up in weight. So up in weight, up in reps, it all counts. But at some point, you don't want to do 20 of something. Good God, we're going to be here all day, right? Try to keep it within that 8 to 12 rep range, and you're going to see a lot more progress with that. And then you might get to a point like me, like you kind of hit like plateaus a lot. Like I would really have to train very, very hard and consistently and hit my macros perfectly to kind of get past where I am now with the amount of muscle I've built that I can build on my frame. And this is why women aren't going to get bulky, because I train and I eat and I have a hard time I've been doing this for 15 years. I have a hard time at this point building any more muscle on my frame than I have now. I would really have to probably, take, certain anabolic things that, you inject into yourself, that kind of thing, so illegally. So I don't plan to ever do that. I don't want to do that. However, that's probably what it would take for me to get really, truly bulky, okay? That's progressive overload. I hope that makes sense to you. This shift from working out to lose fat is exactly what's going to help you get off the diet roller coaster, because you've been losing muscle since you were 30, we'll call it, and this is what your metabolism has done. It's gone down. The amount of calories you burn at rest, sitting, doing nothing, has gone down, because muscle is this metabolically active tissue. It is the thing that makes your metabolism revved up and burn in that furnace. So we want to shift our focus when we work out from, I need to burn a ton of calories, to, I need to build muscle. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we did with her. That's what I do every day. I don't even do cardio. It's like very rare. Okay, it's very rare I do cardio. So we're not even worried about that. Guess what happened? She kept losing weight. She maintained or built muscle. We saw that on scans. Here's her 6-month progress. 30 pounds from her starting. She's continued to lose this weight. Okay, about 5 pounds a month. Crazy. Hello. Amazing. Okay. Third step is address her gut health. This is the piece that was huge. We had labs from her functional medicine doctor. We worked with her on that. She didn't have to run anymore, but we wanted to analyze them because we're trying to get to the root cause of why she couldn't lose weight. Your gut health, your hormone health is going to play a role in this. So we put her on a parasite protocol. That's been quite a few months. And then we did a healing protocol, like a heal and seal the gut phase with pre, postbiotics. And now I just pulled from her check-ins. This is her digestion report on her check-ins now. And if you look, here's 3 of them in the last, over the last couple of months. Going great, been great, good every day, thumbs up. That is the difference of someone who looks at how to heal your gut in the right order versus someone who just kind of throws a bunch of spaghetti at the wall, random supplements. We're doing specific protocols that work. Okay, now let's talk about through the holidays, because that's why we started. Now, her check-in form here, okay, over the end of October, beginning of November, we had her at 2,060 calories. That means we went up from when we started. She was hitting that pretty well. She was eating a lot of protein. Her carbs and fats are about the same. Now, she started at 177 pounds, and here we are, 119 to 125. This is just last week. We did put her in a little cut phase, even through the holidays. Girl wanted to. I don't even know why anyone wants to, but she wanted to. And we put her in a cut, and she did not adhere to it. If you look at the numbers that she actually had, this is what we said to her. 1,700 calories is your plan. She did not do that. And if you look here, she probably didn't really closely track what she was eating, because she's like, I had family in town and we were traveling. All these things are happening, right? That's what happens during the holidays. But look at the weight, you guys. Look at this. 177, kept going down. Did not hit the goal. Kept going down. She's down over 10 pounds over the last couple months. Here's what she said. It's so funny. Here's what she said. As you can see, I'm not sticking to the strict deficit very well, but company was here half the week. It was definitely harder. Still losing, even though my calories aren't as low. So it's a win. And I got all 4 workouts in this week. And I'm like, heck yes, it is a win, because you do not need to be absolutely perfect through the holidays. Absolutely not, right? And then she got right back on. She's hitting, we bumped up her calories because clearly that was too low. She didn't even need to go that low. This is what this is why we track data, is because she didn't need to go that low that we gave her 1,700. She couldn't hit it. That tells us something. She kept going down in weight anyways. That tells me something. Okay, let's meet you where you're at a little bit, program that in, and then now we've got data to prove that this is actually her sweet spot. Okay, so 9 months later, here we are from where she started. This is her early January progress pics. 37 pounds down. She's strong. She's lean. She's feeling like a rock star. She said in one of her check-ins, this is literally a screenshot from it. She said, "This week I found several clothes in my closet that I hadn't ever worn because I needed to lose some weight to wear them, and now they are way too big on me. That was a fun surprise." Imagine, you can't fit into your clothes because they're all too big. Okay, that feels good. That feels really good. So if you found these tips helpful and you want to know more about how to actually implement it, I've got something for you. If you're ready to drop 10 inches in the next 30 days, I put together a quick PDF and it outlines my step-by-step process that I literally use, like with Kristen and everybody else, my one-on-one clients, to help them drop 10 inches in a month with their custom macro nutrition plan, right? We're not just looking at calories, we're looking at macronutrients. If you want a copy, just comment checklist below, or you can DM me over on IG at The Body Bulletin. You can also comment checklist and I'll send to you. Or you can message me any questions you have over there, because I'm happy to chat with you about any particular problem you're dealing with. I'm here to help. So hopefully this was helpful. See you next time.